Hello students, in this lecture we will see how to draw polar plot according to type of the system. Okay, so before starting I will revise the concept of type of the system. What is type of the system? Number of pole at origin will give you type of the system. If no pole is at origin, so type of system will be 0. Okay, and what about order? Highest power of s in denominator is order of the system. Okay, so see, suppose the generalized form of transfer function is given, so you need to find out the type of the system and order of the system, then you can predict on the polar plot how polar plot will look. Okay, so we will start. See here, actually I have prepared the table. Okay, in table 4 columns are there. First column is type of the system, second is order of the system. Here I have written transfer function, and here I will draw the rough nature of the polar plot. Okay, so look at this. Here actually I am saying type 0 order 1. So type 0 means you can check that in previous numerical I have solved this numerical with 1 upon 1 plus SP1. Okay, so in that we know how we got the polar plot. Okay, but see here you can check that in this transfer function no pole is at origin. Okay, so this will be type of the system. And what will be highest power of s in denominator? That is 1. Okay, so look at this. For this transfer function you can check that again no pole is at origin, so type 0. So what about order? S into s, that will be s square, so second order. In this you can check that again no pole at origin, so type 0. S, so there will be s cube, so third order system. Okay, so first of all we will discuss about type 0 by varying the order. Okay, so look at this. For first transfer function we have already drawn the polar plot in previous numerical, so I know that one real pole is there and that pole will contribute to angle of minus 90. Okay, so see, I know that it will start with the 0 degree axis when omega is equal to 0. So we got the polar plot like this. Okay, so actually we got the polar plot for this is actually like this. Okay, this will be starting point and this will be end point. This is at omega is equal to 0 and this will be at omega is equal to infinity. Okay, so we have already drawn, same thing will be here. Now see, the important thing here also type 0 is there, but you can check that order is 2. So when I am saying that two poles are there, one pole is contributing to angle of minus 90. Okay, so starting point for type 0 system, it will be always 0 degree line. Starting point for type 0 system will be always 0 degree line. Okay, so see here, for these 3 example I need to start with type 0 system, that is at 0 degree line. Okay, but see here 2 poles are there, so angle will be 180 degree. So how I will draw? The starting point is 0 degree. Okay, so as here we know that 90, 90, 180 will be there. So look at this, I will start from here and the end point will be here 180 degree. Okay, so I hope you are getting this is starting point and this is end point. Okay, now next, again here type 0 system is there, no pole at origin, and all these 3 poles are contributing to angle of minus 90, minus 90, minus 90, that is 270. So again starting point it will be from 0 degree line. Okay, and end point will be at 270 degree. So first of all it will cross 90, it will cross 180 degree and it will end at 270 degree. Okay, so this is 270 degree line. This is actually the end point infinity and this is at 0. Okay, now see here, suppose I will take here one more thing, that is type 0 and order 4, and I will add g of s as 1 upon 1 plus st1, 1 plus st2, 1 plus st3 and 1 plus st4. Okay, in that case the polar plot it will be, as 4 poles are there, so it will contribute to angle of minus 90 into 4, that is 360. Okay, so I am showing here, look at this, that graph it will start with the 0 degree line, it will intersect 90, 180, 270 and it will end at 360 line. So this will be end point and this will be start point. Okay, now next I have taken the example with type 1 order 1. So see here, there is one pole at origin, okay, so it will contribute to type 1. And what about order? Highest power of S in denominator is 1, okay. For that, your polar plot will always start with minus 90 degree line. This line is actually minus 90 degree line, okay. So when you will calculate the magnitude and angle, okay, so the first point you will get at infinity, okay, you will get the for omega is equal to 0, you will get magnitude as infinity. So your polar plot will be the minus 90 degree line, but it will be like this, okay. So end point will be at origin, okay. So see here, actually we have drawn for type 1 order 1. Look at this. For type 0 order 1, the polar plot is starting with 0 degree line, okay. So this is 0 degree line, and here actually for 1 by S type 1 polar plot will always start with minus 90 degree line, okay. Now next is actually here type 1, because one pole is there and I have added one real pole. So what will be order of the system? S into S, it will be 2, okay. Now next, here two poles are there, so it will contribute to angle of minus 90 minus 90, that is 180. So how I will draw? First of all, it will start with the minus 90 degree line, so it may be parallel to infinity or it may intersect minus 90 degree line at infinity, okay. So I am drawing like this, you can check that it will be like this, okay. So I will get the polar plot like this. Starting point will be from here, omega, for omega equal to 0, and this will be end point at omega is equal to infinity, okay. So as two poles are there, angle will be 180, so it is intersecting 180. Now next, here again type 1, but three poles are there, so it will contribute to angle of 270, that is minus 270, okay. So again I will start with the line that is parallel to minus 90 degree, then it will intersect 180 degree line, and then it will end at 270 degree line, okay. So this is minus 270, okay. So look at this, I hope you are getting. This will be end point, that is at infinity, and this will be start point omega equal to 0. Now for type 1 order 4, look at this here, one pole is at origin and remaining three poles are real poles, okay. So suppose I need to draw the polar plot for this, four poles are there, so it will contribute to angle of 360. So I will start with minus 90 degree line, it will intersect 180, 270, and it will end here, okay. So this will be my rough nature of polar plot, okay. This will be end point at infinity, this is at start point omega equal to 0, okay. So I hope you got the concept here, okay, by varying the type of the system. Now we will see the type 1 and order 3 we have taken, type 1 order 4. Now we will next we will see type 2 order 2, okay. So for type 2 order 2, just check here, 1 by S square I have taken, okay. So 1 by S square means two poles at origin, so type 2 is there, but highest power of S in denominator is actually 2, okay. So when you will draw the polar plot for 1 by S square, these two poles are contributing to angle of 180 degree, that is minus 180 degree, okay. So when I will draw the polar plot, I will get the polar plot like this, it will start from infinity, okay. So this is at omega is equal to 0, and the end point will be origin, that is at omega is equal to infinity, okay. So this is the polar plot for 1 by S square. Now next, look at this here, two poles are at origin and I have added one real pole. So total angle contribution by poles, it will be here minus 180 plus minus 90, that is 270, okay. So see, when I will draw, I will get the polar plot like this, okay. So it will end at this, so this will be omega is equal to infinity and this will be omega equal to 0 start point, okay. Now next, look at this, two real poles and two poles are at origin, okay. So type 2 order 4, okay. So total contribution of angle is actually, this is minus 180 and this pole are contributing minus 180. So this will be total 360. So look at this, now I am drawing, it will intersect 270 and this will be 360, okay. So omega equal to 0, omega is equal to infinity. So this is the rough nature of polar plot. Now next is actually type 3 order 3, okay. You can check that when I have started with type 0 order 1, I have started with 0 degree line. When I have started with type 1, okay, so polar plot is starting from minus 90 degree line, okay. When I have started for type 2, so polar plot is starting from minus 180 degree line. This is actually minus 180 degree line. Okay. Now next for type 3, three poles are at origin, so polar plot will start with 270 degree line. So this will be exactly reverse of this. Okay. So when I will draw, look at this, I will get a polar plot that will be on the 270 degree line. So this is omega equal to 0 and this will be omega equal to infinity, that is at origin. You can check that omega 0, omega equal to infinity. Okay. Then last example I have taken, that is for type 3 order 4. You can check that type 3 is there because 3 poles are at origin and I have added one real pole. Okay. So addition of this angle, it will be minus 270 minus 90, so that will be total 360, minus 360. Okay. So see how I will draw the polar plot. It will start with parallel to 270 degree line and it will end here. Okay. So this will be the polar plot. Here omega equal to infinity and this will be omega equal to 0. Okay. So you can see the different natures of polar plot. If the transfer function is given, what you need to do, you have to identify the type and order of the system so that you can recall how to draw the polar plot. Okay. Thank you, students.